Welcome from wherever or whenever you are. Welcome to CSL Greater Baltimore Pre-Service Meditation. My name is Anne Marsalek, and I am the practitioner of the day. This meditation is based on a mindfulness awareness exercise, and it focuses on breath and the metaphor of the ocean as the mind. Let yourself get settled. It's good to sit with your back straight if you can, feet planted flat on the floor, legs uncrossed. Have your feet on the floor and just imagine your feet being rooted and going down into the earth, into the Mother Earth energy, the Mother Goddess energy, and let this rise up into your legs and up to your root chakra as you sit. And just feel that energy come into the root chakra, go up into the pleasure center. Just feel that energy coming forth to the second chakra. Let it rise to the solar plexus, which is around your navel, and just feel that energy rising up. And feel that is the center of will and decision and power. And now let that energy go into your heart chakra and just feel that expansion of love, of energy, just expanding and warming and glowing. Let that energy come into your throat chakra and just feel the energy there, the words of wisdom and clarity, and then have the energy go into the third eye, and which is the center of wisdom and clarity, and then feel the celestial energies come from your crown chakra mixing with the earth mother energies, and just feel that energy resonating through your body. Now that we are grounded and centered, again sitting comfortably in our chair, now let our attention go inward. You might let your eyes close at this point or lower your gaze. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Let the out-breath be longer than the in-breath. So keep breathing evenly in through the nose, out through the mouth, if that's comfortable. Breathe in this moment. Breathe out yesterday. Breathe in this instant. Breathe out tomorrow. Breathe in peace. Exhale tension. Just let any tension in your shoulders just relax. Roll your shoulders if you need to. Let any tension just glide down your arms into your hands and fingers, and let any tension or busyness just glide, melt off your fingertips. And then breathe, keep breathing out that tension, and feel yourself sink into the stillness. Let each breath carry you deeper into the beauty and comfort and rhythm of breath. Just let your awareness ride the wave of your in-breath and then your out-breath, outward from your out-breath. If you notice, as often happens, that your mind may have wandered and become lost in a thought or a memory, a feeling or a worry, just take note of it and gently, lovingly return your awareness towards your breath, wherever you feel it, and follow that wave of the in-breath and the out-breath. As you continue to follow your breath, I'm going to tell you an ancient story that has passed through generations. The mind is like the ocean, and deep in the ocean, beneath the surface, it is calm and clear. And no matter what the surface conditions are like, whether it's smooth or choppy, or even a full-strength gale up there at the top, deep in the ocean, it's tranquil and serene. From the depth of the ocean, you can look toward the surface and simply notice the activity there. Just as from the depth of the mind, you can look upward toward the waves, the brain waves at the surface of your mind. All that activity of the mind. You can observe the thoughts, feelings, sensations, and memories. Take this opportunity to just observe those activities at the surface of your mind and then let them go. Let your attention go back to the breath. Follow the breath to reground yourself in the tranquil place at the deepest depth of the mind to commune with the one mind. From this place, it is now possible to become aware of the activities of the mind without being swept away by them. To know that those are not the totality of who you are. That you are more than just your thoughts. More than your feelings. You can have those thoughts and feelings and also be able to just notice them with the wisdom that they are not your identity. They are simply one part of your mind experience. Feeling, thinking, remembering, or worrying that you identify. You can just let them come and go. Let them gently float away and out of awareness. Like bubbles floating upward and away. Our spirit is whole and complete. It always has been, and it is waiting for our attention to shift away from the surface. All that is required is that at times we give up the struggle, all struggle, even spiritual struggle. In the depth of the ocean, there is sunken treasure. The depth is the source of all love, healing, creativity, oneness, and wisdom. Each time we allow ourselves to sink, even for a few moments, we touch these treasures. What treasures are being revealed to you now? Each time we return to the surface, we bring some of this treasure back to share. This happens effortlessly because the treasure is your true self. Think of all the treasures that lie within you. Imagine the treasures that want to come forth. Let us now go into prayer as I speak for all of us with the great I Am. There is only one mind. That mind is everywhere. That mind is present where I am now, where we all are now. The all-knowing, ever-present, and all-powerful presence is with us now. All sense of worry, distraction, or doubt leaves me now. I am floating in the deep oceans of the one mind, filled with love, comfort, oneness, and stillness. I see the surface quality of the conditions of my life. I can observe them from a distance, safe in the arms of love. I realize that I can choose to see rightly, to know the truth that conditions do not define me. I choose to join the one mind and enjoy peace, oneness, and harmony. I choose to expand my awareness of the infinite good that surrounds me, that I swim in every day. I expand my consciousness of the divine source that envelops me, that works through me and as me. When surface conditions become rocky, I choose to dive deep into my new awareness of the divine ocean of love, oneness, and support that is always there for me. I know that I can always turn to peace and stillness, to the waiting presence by returning to my breath. I have found sunken treasure, and it has filled me with compassion, self-compassion, love, and a true sense of self. I am worthy of all good. I accept peace, harmony, love, tranquility, oneness. I am so grateful. And with great serenity and wisdom and gratitude, I release this prayer into the law and know it is done, and so it is. Namaste.
Good morning, good morning, CSL Greater Baltimore community. Let us open our Sunday celebration service by ringing the bowl, which will be followed by our invocation song by our today's guest musician, Jesse Powers, and an invocation by Anne Marsalek, our practitioner of the day.
Good morning. May we all get exactly the nourishment that we need this morning. And remember that we were created in the image of ultimate love. There in the center of my soul, I can feel you all around me. Something holy and untold. But I hear it perfectly. Somehow in the deepness of now, I can see I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. Here and now, I can see I was made beautifully. I was made in the image. Oh, I was made in the image of love. Beyond books and words and songs, at the gate of all my longing, leaving certainty behind. I take one step and you come running. It's clear. In the sweetness of here, I can see we were made in the image. We were made in the image of love. We were made in the image. We were made in the image of love. Here and now, I can see we were made perfectly. We were made in the image. We were made in the image of love. Love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. Love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. Oh, love, love, flow like water. Love, love, move in me. I was made in the image. I was made in the image of love. You were made in the image. You were made in the image of love. Here and now, I can see we were made beautifully. We were made in the image. We were made in the image of love.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. This is what I know. I know today is a glorious day. And I know that we are in the presence of the One. that we are made in the image of the One, and we are made beautifully, as the song was sung, as the image of love. So knowing all this, I am so grateful. And I know that we have all the God qualities within us that we can express. Beauty, love, compassion, strength, power, wisdom. All of that we can express, and we do express. I'm so grateful to be here this morning, to be gathered together with members of this community and any visitors who have tuned in. And I'm so grateful for the music, Jesse Powers, for our wonderful host, Robin, for Dana, who is our producer. I'm so grateful for Frank Bastoris, who is our speaker. And we are all gathered here to open to the message. We are opening up our hearts, hearing all this beautiful music, hearing our prayers, meditating, and knowing that we are all one. We are all diverse, but we come together in God, the divine oneness. And we keep our individuality. We keep our uniqueness. And God is expressing through each and every one of us. So I am so grateful for anyone and everyone who's made this service possible. And it is with open hearts that we are ready to hear the message of the day. And make it a part of our being, make it a part of our action plan, to make it real, to manifest it into this world. So we are here gathered in love, peace, compassion, oneness, ready to accept ourselves and one another. So with deep gratitude, I release this prayer knowing it is done, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Jesse and Mary Ann. We're so glad to have you with us today and to be able to hear your words and lyrics of inspiration and focusing on love. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore Sunday Celebration Service. Thank you for joining us from wherever you are and whenever you might decide to watch this. I am your host, Robin Fahrenholt. Our speaker for today is my beloved brother, Frank Bastoris. Mary Anne Marsalek, my beloved sister, is our practitioner. And Mary Ann, thank you for leading the pre-service meditation and providing our invocation. Our musician is the incomparable and super talented Jesse Powers. And our service producer is, again, incomparable and super powered Dana Cole. Thank you all for your service. Thank you for making this happen. So, here at CSL Greater Baltimore, every Sunday is Bring a Friend or Family Member Sunday. Now, we need to focus on this, folks. How much are we reaching out to our friends and family and asking them to join us on Sundays? So, invite a friend or family member as we spread CSL Greater Baltimore's love, light, and joy. Somebody you care about, why would you not want them to be a part of that? We would love to have them hang out with us, and we can definitely, and would love to have additional members. So here at CSL Greater Baltimore, we have a community prayer. And I invite you to read along with me as I read our sacred covenant and the community prayer. First, our covenant, because this is what we know. The circle of divine love is complete. It comprehends all, includes all, and binds all together with everlasting unity. We are forever held in love's presence and care. Divine love is complete as me. And that's from the Science of Mind textbook, page 513. The affirmation is, I am the divine love that I am. And now our community CSL Greater Baltimore Community Prayer. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. In knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all its blessed expressions, which includes the Center of Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore Community. I know that the highest purpose for our center is a revelation of God as divine love. As I now accept this highest expression of CSL Greater Baltimore into my life, I know that it is revealed in a way that glorifies God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by this presence. I am grateful God is gracious. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. Now I would like to welcome back Jessie Powers to share her musical gifts with us. But before she starts, I'd like to share a few words about Jessie. She is originally from Sumter, South Carolina, and is a self-proclaimed, I love this term, joy reminderer, and is touring, and she's a touring New Thought musician now based in Columbus, Ohio. She shares her music at countrywide spiritual gatherings and in the Unity and Senators for Spiritual Living communities, and often graces stages, living rooms, and backyards with her live solo concerts. Full of insightful songs and hilarious and poignant stories that have inspired them. A night or a day with Jessie's music leaves listeners feeling playful, nourished, healed, and whole. We are more than pleased to have Jessie Powers with us today. Thank you, Jessie.
Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that. All right. If you're in community in person right now in your house or wherever you are with someone, I encourage you to sing this together. If you're alone, sing it really loud because there's no one there. You know it. It's Eddie Watkins Jr. Here we go. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Raise your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now take a look at the person next to you, or your dog or your cat. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Raise your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, in every walk of life. Every creed and color. Can we reunite? Can we reunite? In honor of the God in each other. It's in everyone. Take a look at the person next to you. Now we're going Eastern. Say, Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. In your living room. Raise your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. One more time. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. That's Jesse Powers just personified. Just this beautiful, cute little ball of energy, just ready to explode at any time. Thank you so much, Jesse. It's going to have to make an energy shift here because now I want to bring back Mary Ann so that she can provide us with a reading and spiritual practice in preparation for today's message. So thank you, Mary Ann, for being our prac today, and please lead us in some contemplative effort.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Jesse. This morning, our spiritual practice is going to be contemplating a reading. And then we'll have a few moments to just be quiet and listen and take it in, let it resonate before we end. And this particular reading is from the book Blessings, Prayers and Declarations for a Heartful Life by Julia Cameron. And it starts with a quote from Jean-Jacques Rousseau, which is, "The world of reality has its limits. The world of imagination is boundless." And this particular reading is entitled, My Soul Inhabits Many Worlds with Comfort. Distance and diversity are part of me. I bless my width and my depth. All that is foreign and unfamiliar is yet a part of who I am. Mine is the family of man, and I'll add, and woman. My tribe inhabits the earth, walking in different lands, speaking in different tongues, but living one life as we go forward. Yes, this is oneness. Knowing that I am a part of all life, I cherish differences. I embrace diversity, recognizing that all faces and forms are my own face and form. I treat myself and others with dignity. We are brothers. We are sisters. We are husband and wife, mother and father. We are a family of many colors and many cloaks. We are one life. The language of the heart speaks to us all. I cherish that which my brother and sister cherishes. I walk in harmony, generosity, abundance, and acceptance. I share my gifts from the gifts that I share. So let's take now a moment or a minute to just contemplate these words and just let them resonate within you to a deeper depth of knowingness. So just take a deep breath, just relax, and let's just hold these words in our heart and let them resonate. Yes, we have come together, and we continue to come together And this is what I affirm. God is love. I am a divine expression of love. God is love. I am love. I am loved, loving, and lovable. I love. And loving myself, I love others. And I open myself to the diversity, the rich, beautiful diversity that surrounds me. And know that I am one with the one and I am one with others. I hold this in my heart, and I contemplate in the next week how I can express this love to myself and to others. I feel fully blessed. Amen, Ashe, and so it is. Namaste.
Namaste to you, Marianne, and thank you for preparing our hearts and our minds and our souls for the message that Brother Frank is going to share with us in just a moment. Our speaker today is somebody I truly call my brother. He is Frank Mastoris. He has been involved in religious science since 1992, and he's been a licensed practitioner for 10 years now. Frank's a traveling health professional, and he has visited religious science churches throughout the country. And he felt this call for over 40 years to live and share a life of oneness with and as the divine expression of all life. Frank's spiritual work is to always call others to their deeper awareness of the divine within, throughout, and about their lives. Frank's spiritual work is to call all to the deep awareness of God as themselves. We are so lucky, and I am so grateful to have my friend and brother Frank be our speaker today.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Frank Mastoris, and I am the practitioner for the day. I want to share a story to illustrate what I'm going to be talking about. There was a guy by the name of Steve. Steve was born in the Midwest, probably like a lot of people, and he was very young, and at age 3, he saw reels on the TV of the Vietnam War, and he thought, oh, this is so stupid. Why are we doing this? Why are we fighting? And he found himself to be somewhat of a pacifist, thinking this is really dumb. But life happens, and life continued to go on. And he saw the trauma of JFK getting assassinated. And it was traumatic for him because his heart just broke. He didn't really know who JFK really was, per se, because he never paid much attention. But his heart just broke that someone's life was taken from them. He went to school, and being somewhat of a pacifist, being quiet, and being somewhat heavy, he started getting bullied upon by other students. And he became very angry. And he started to withdraw from people and places and things. And with that, he started feeling different, more different than other people in many ways. And I'm just going to tie the story further on into this sermon. So I just wanted you to remember this. We are born into a culture in the United States and worldwide. Everybody is born through some part of culture, be it American or South African or Philippines or thing. We all come from the culture that we grew up in. And this culture is threaded through our early childhood, our teens, and our adulthood. And in America, for most of us, the almighty dollar is honored and prized. And some have tons of money, some people are making it, and there are some people who have nothing. Men are supposed to act a certain way and not show their emotions. They're supposed to be brave, strong, and courageous. Women are supposed to be timid and passive. Following the ideal proposed by our culture, women are supposed to be dependent upon men. And trust me, that's not working anymore. The cultural idea of our nuclear family with a man, a woman, and 1 or 2 children still permeates our culture. Single people and groups often feel othered. And there's a cultural belief that people experiencing homelessness or people who are fat are lazy. As individuals, we look at ourselves and compare ourselves to others in our culture. And we kind of gauge ourselves and the world on our culture. Many times, it's with the idea of being better than others. We other people. In the story I shared with you, Steve, the young man, started feeling that he was other from the whole people because of the way he was treated. The bullies treated him like he was somebody that they didn't want to know because they tortured him. But at the same point, he othered people because in his mind, they were rude, they were angry, they were abusive. That's how othering starts in our lives. And that's just one example of how othering starts in our lives. Othering can be described as looking at the differences between us, and instead of looking at our commonalities, it sets us up for an us versus them scenario. Our culture others people because of race, gender, if you're male or female, black or white, if you're gay or straight, if you're Democrat, Republican, or independent, it others us. We other people because they were where they were born and raised, i.e. immigrants, be they legal or illegal. There are so many factors leading us to othering people. And why, as a culture, do we attempt to other people? And we as people, in an attempt to understand the world, we start to categorize people and places and things just to make sense of our world. And it's a human tendency for all of us. We start to say, okay, well, he was born on the other side of the track. She was born rich with a silver spoon in her mouth. They were born in Africa. They were born in Ireland. And we start to create categories. The problem with creating categories is we forget of our commonalities, how much that we are the same. Sometimes we categorize people as a defense mechanism. It helps us protect our identities and our group superiority. I know when my family grew up as both the Croatian side and the Greek side. The Greeks always thought they were better than the Croatian side because they were Greek. Whoop-de-doo, who cared? Ultimately, who cared? Nobody cared. Nobody really cared because both sides of the family had their good points and their bad points, and all sides had their loving side, their joy. And if they really looked at their commonalities more than their differences, there would have been no difference other than variations in culture. Because everybody wants the same thing. And because we sometimes look at the defense mechanisms and we think our group's superior, we start to look to distance ourselves from others. And we don't really take the time to really look at our beliefs and how they affect other people. In the story I shared about the young man who I'll call Steve, he othered people because he thought he was better than them. The bullies thought they were better than him. That's how we start othering each other. We start looking at our differences, not the truth of who we really are as people. And then for Steve, he stood away from other people because he didn't want to be hurt. He felt hurt. He, just like everybody else, wanted to be loved. He wanted to be cared about. And really, he didn't understand that level of hate and abuse that the bullies gave him. He didn't understand it. For them, it was fun. It was funny because they had some kind of power or control over him. But he didn't understand that. He just was living in pain. And we hurt each other by othering each other. I just want to share a story about where we this in relationship to our communities. We claim to be loving and radically inclusive. And that's our goal, but that's not always the reality of who we are as communities. And I want to share a story about my friend Ben. Ben was a young guy who came to one of my previous centers. He was young, he was gay, he was politically active, and he was wheelchair bound. And in the community that I was in, people kind of ignored him, partly because they didn't want to, because of all the above. They saw themselves as different from him. I know for myself, I was a little uncomfortable with him being wheelchair bound. I always didn't know how to approach him. Even though he's a really nice guy and really sweet, I was always a little uncomfortable with the wheelchair bound part because I didn't quite know how to treat him. But he was a really sweet, a really nice guy. And the problem is my limited biases and understanding did not allow me at that point to embrace him fully as that divine expression of God that he was. I'm glad that I'm much more open now and can embrace him more now. Unfortunately, he's made his transition. And I wish I could have gone back to the past, but I can't go back and change what I felt at that point. What I can do is move forward from that. The question comes down to, how do we choose to be in the world? And we're a choice from this. This isn't about making us wrong, because we are all where we are at any one point. How do we deal with people who are wheelchair bound? How do we deal with people who are deaf? Do we other them? How do we deal with people who are homeless? Are we comfortable enough with dealing with the idea of homelessness and people who are in need of a home and love them where they are and where we are possible to help them? Are we willing to look at people who are different from us and just be there to know them? I know we live sometimes in cliques. We go with people who we understand, who are the most similar to us. To be a radically inclusive community, we have to be open to loving everyone as they are. Because everyone is that one expression of the divine, whatever they are, whatever they're thinking, whatever their values, wherever their heart is, whatever they believe politically. As you know, many of you know, I am a gay man. In some circles, I would be othered because I'm different. Not in our community because everybody loves me, but in other communities because they're uncomfortable dealing with their own feelings, I would be othered. In some cultures and in something, women would be othered as second-class citizens because in that culture, that's what they believe, that women are a second-class group of people. For us ultimately to grow as individuals and a community, we have to stop othering people. It makes them feel separate. It's detrimental to us as individuals in the community that we are, because this can lead to division, discrimination, and marginalization. It can lead to prejudice, biases, and exclusion. It limits empathy, compassion, and our understanding between groups. We can do what sometimes religious science centers do. We stick our head in the ground and talk about the teachings of light and love and continue to ignore the systems that perpetuate inequality and oppression for people who are different from us. The reality is, as Ernest Holmes reminds us, to pray and move our feet. We're a choice here. We can pray and take action, or we can pray and be like ostriches and stick our head in the sand. Choice is yours. I wasn't going to share this, but I guess I'm going to do it because it came through. Yesterday, I was just happened to be flippant. I got called kind of sort of internally to go onto TikTok. And there was a guy who was talking about, and I want to preface this story with the idea that this is not about othering people. This is about a basic understanding of a bit about racism. We had three areas this guy talked about. He talked about the Civil War, civil rights, and George Floyd. During the Civil War, he talked about how, and he was an evangelical Christian, and this is not to make them bad. Please don't take this as a bad story. This is about how we other people, okay? He talked about during the Civil War, how yes, Abraham Lincoln was racist, and he was, because he really didn't believe that Black people weren't more than 3/4 of a human being. But he did the right action to free people. And during that period, during the Civil War, the Christian churches tended to still stay racist. The consciousness didn't change. They just were forced to free the slaves. During the Civil Rights Movement, the Black churches and the Black people were crying out for equality and freedom. And because of racism and greed, many churches stood still and didn't support them because they never saw the change in consciousness that came from the Civil War. They never grew in consciousness beyond that. And then he brought up the idea of George Floyd. That during George Floyd, when his face was stuck on the ground and the cops were sitting on his neck and he died from that, Black people and white people were screaming at the racism. And many of the churches ignored the racism behind it all and stuck to their guns about how the old story about, oh, it was on him and his responsibility. The reality is they were unwilling to look at their racism and their greed. And this is not to other them, because this story applies to all of us. We are all part of the same story. For us, our separation comes in a different way. Overcoming othering requires a conscious awareness, empathy, a compassion, and a real willingness to look at ourselves, to challenge and question our own biases and assumptions. We have a shared humanity. And in many respects, we all need and want love. We all want companionship. We all want friendship. We all want a secure home and an income. We all want the same things in life, but we don't always go about it the same way because we only can see from a perspective of where we are at the time. In my leadership class, we had a Zoom meeting Wednesday, and we were talking about perspective. Some people have a larger perspective of how things are going, and we actually kind of brought it back to the current political situation. We look at things from the perspective we understand. Some people have a smaller vision than others. That doesn't make them different. Well, it makes them different on a short term, but really, if we look at the ultimate large, some people have a larger vision of what's going on, and some people have a smaller vision. And that's okay. We don't have to other each other. We just have to understand each other and accept each other. Ernest Holmes reminds us that we all have the same origin. No two of us are alike except in ultimate essence. In ultimate essence, we are part and parcel of that thing called God. And a person is an individualized expression, an individualized center of God consciousness and spiritual power, as complete as they know themselves to be. And really, some people don't know themselves as complete, but that's okay. That's where they are. And everyone has a different understanding of themselves as part of the whole. And this doesn't make them wrong. This just makes them a spiritual being having a human experience. And the more we other each other and make each other wrong, the more we push each other away from our understanding of our common humanity. So I want to share a vision with you, a vision for us to take out. It's important to talk about our oneness and inclusion and create practices to move towards self-reflection and community examination. We really have to look what's underneath our resistance to personal growth and collective engagement, meaning we really got to be willing to look at ourselves. Really, because none of us, though we are all part and parcel of this one life called God, we all come from various expressions. None are right and none are wrong. We are all just part of the overall oneness. And I have to remember that myself, because sometimes I other people. Sometimes I other myself. So I'd like to bring up a suggestion as a part of a practice for us to grow. In this day, we deal with people who have other political ideas than what we believe. We all have a commonality, but I'm going to ask you to consider this. My leadership teacher was talking about the fact that she has one political view, but she asked a friend of hers who she's in a group with to share her story about what she believes should be happening. This person had a totally different political view, but they believed in wanting the same things. They believed that the woman talked about how she wanted to have enough money for her kids to be happy and to be safe and to be comfortable, to be well fed, to be educated. But she believed totally in the different political party and the way they were going about it. So I want you to take that into contemplation. That maybe our shared human commonalities are really important. Maybe we might want to start listening to the people that we other, be it from a political standpoint. Maybe we just might want to sit with someone who's homeless and talk to them about their experience and how they got there. And if you're straight, maybe you want to, and you're uncomfortable with gay people, maybe you just want to sit with somebody who's gay and just look them in the eye and talk to them. As I was I had to look at my friend Ben and look him in the eye and talk to him about his life experiences. Maybe you might want to look at someone in the eye from the party that you don't agree with and just talk to them. And that's a practice I want to suggest, that if you're uncomfortable with someone or something, or if you have a bias, to take time to really make an effort to talk to the person who you have a bias against. Because I bet when we all start talking to each other instead of start talking at each other, we will find human commonalities. We don't have to allow ourselves to get activated and angry and go back into our little polarized corners. Maybe if we look at each other with the eyes of empathy, compassion, and love, maybe we'll really find how together and how honest, how realistic we really are, how much we have in common, how much we can love each other, how much we can really be with each other, how much real we can be, and more loving, kind, and empathic if we just stopped talking at each other and really just started listening to each other. So in closing, I'm going to just share a prayer. And this is what I know. There is only this one life called God, and all its multiple diverse expressions. Knowing that love is all there is, I call upon each and every one of us to stand in the truth of love. I call on the truth of each of us to just sit quietly and acknowledge the ultimate oneness that we all have, regardless of the diverse expressions that we come from, regardless of the diverse realities that we live in, regardless of the diverse expressions that we have, and the diverse understandings and the diverse expression that we are. Everyone and everything is God expressed, regardless of what is happening around us. Each and every one of us is God, expressed from the spoke of God out to the 8 billion expressions of love, from the different facets of the diamond that is God itself. We are all from that one divine expression, that one divine life, that one divine love. We are all in. And knowing this to be our truth, knowing this to be love, knowing this to be one, we are all part of that one life. And I release this to my understanding of God, knowing that everyone understands God from multiple ways, knowing it's done. And so it is. Amen. Shay.
Thank you, Frank. You're starting my week with a lot to think about. And in this political climate, having that opportunity to listen and listen without the expectation of giving advice or making a conclusion on the spot, but just really empathetically listening is very much in need right now, I feel. So thank you for that thought-provoking thought-provoking speech. Service, message. And you can tell you got me a little bit messed up here. At the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore, we practice conscious giving, also called Dana. In Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, dana is the practice of cultivating, of nourishing and growing generosity. It can take the form of giving to those in need, like Frank was saying, really listening to and understanding someone who's experiencing, say, homelessness, giving to a community, or giving to where you're spiritually fed. As we gather today in the spirit of love and fellowship, we are mindful of the profound impact of conscious giving, dana. As we give, we receive. Let me say that again. As we give, we receive. There are a few ways to practice conscious giving and your support of the Center for Spiritual Living Greater Baltimore Community. You'll find them on the donate page. It's the slide that's presented right now, and on our website using PayPal, Giveify, or text. And you can also put our website link into the chat. So, in the spirit of dana and cultivating generosity, please join with me as I share the Declaration of Financial Wealth and Abundance. I joyfully, consciously, and gratefully participate in the law of circulation. I trust in the spiritual principle that says, as I sow into my beloved community, I demonstrate my awareness of standing not only in the flow, but as the flow itself. As I sow of myself, my time, my treasure, my talent, I demonstrate my support and engagement in my community's vision, mission, and purpose. I actively give as a demonstration of manifesting, of reaping the harvest of a world that works for all. Thank you all for your support. And now, the Rockin' Woman returns. Jessie Powers will grace us with her talents and treasures as she shares another musical selection with the community.
Thank you. Thank you, Frank, and thank you, Robin. And this song is about just coming together, being still and listening. We can change the world if we want to. We can change it all if we want. Sit with me, we can be 6 feet apart. We'll bow our heads and honor that which is greater than we are. Take the pain inside your heart and give it to the light. Together we're better, so let yourself remember that tonight. Because we can change the world if we want to. We can change it all if we want. We can change the world if we want to. We can change it all if we want. It isn't mine to ever know the answer to it all. But what I do know is we must go where we are called. Everything is screaming out, honey, it's all inside. Begin with me within and see the peace that we ignite. Stillness is the way. Stillness is the way. Stillness is the way. Stillness is the way. Gonna breathe in, gonna breathe out. That's about all that we can do right now. Maybe it's not ours to figure out today. Gonna be still, gonna be now. Peace of mind is gonna find us somehow. And I know that stillness is the way. 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 Stillness is the way.
Yes, we can. We can change the world if we want to. No doubt about it. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for Jesse for sharing your musical talents, for Frank for sharing your inspirational, insightful message, Mary Ann for preparing our minds and our souls to be receptive to the message, and Dana for making this all happen with the technology. It is quite a powerful team. Quite a powerful team. So, as you probably know, we're taking that summer break and we're only meeting on the first and third Sundays during July and August. This is our first August service, and we will see you again in 2 weeks, of course. We are planning on resuming in person on September 8th. Yeah. We're supposed to be, on October 5th of this year, we are having the Peace and Wellness Festival. It's a collaborative effort with the Ruscombe Community Ruscombe Health Community, and it will be at the Ruscombe Mansion. It is going to be quite the event. There'll be vendors and music and drum circles and singing bowls and all kinds of things. I mean, things that you and demonstrations on sustainability and food is medicine and Reiki. And you talk about it, honey. It's there. It is. You talk about all inclusive. It is going to be really, really a powerful event. So please mark your calendars now. It is free. You know ahead that it's going to happen. If you know someone who might want to be a vendor or might want to sponsor the event, I mean, who is not into peace and wellness? I cannot think. Let me know. I will contact them and ask them for a donation. I'm getting very adept at that. I have no problems. You know, if you don't ask, you can't expect to receive. So please mark your calendar. October 5th, rain date is October 19th. And we want our entire community and your families and your prior spiritual community and everyone you know to show up at the Wellness Festival. It's going to be a blast.
All right, and then let's have Jessie announce her concert.
Yes.
Hello. Okay, great. Well, I am really excited to let you know, everyone, that I will be coming to see all of you finally in person after so many years of being on your live stream. Well, it's been like 4 years now, I guess, since the
Right.
pandemic. So I will be there on September 15th at 4 p.m. for a concert. Dana and I are still working out the location, but we're pretty sure it's going to be at what's that place called?
Ruscombe.
Ruscombe.
Ruscombe. Yes, Ruscombe.
Ruscombe
Um,
Mansion. Yep.
yeah, so it's going to be really fun, and I hope you all will be there. And it'll probably last about an hour and a half, and there'll be uplifting songs and poignant things and things to think about, and hopefully we'll laugh and we'll cry and we'll just get to know each other and enjoy the afternoon. So I can't wait to
Yes.
meet all of you in person. It's going to be so great.
Yes. Yes. I am so looking forward to that too. There's so much to look forward to in this community. So, I don't know if we have come to a conclusion about our event this afternoon. Have we made any decision here?
So I am very sorry to inform you all that our event today is canceled. They're downed light poles that they haven't been cleared in the neighborhood. They're down trees and broken branches. And the way it was described is that, we got branches hanging over the lawn where we're expecting to have the concert. And we expect rain again in about an hour and a half, all afternoon. So they don't have their powers going on and off. And then finally, they weren't expecting to have this concert indoors, and they do have practitioners on Sunday that work there. So,
Do
all
we
those
want to move the
factors.
concert up to the children's choir and still have it?
We haven't made any arrangements for that with David. That wouldn't be appropriate.
How about
Yeah.
your house, Robin?
No, we're not doing it at my house.
Where is Elaine? Where is Elaine?
I don't blame you.
So right now, Elaine is a traveling speaker and musician, and she's in Hagerstown giving a talk at Unity in Hagerstown. So hopefully I've gotten to her before she's hit the road, because it's going to be dangerous traveling
Yeah.
to get here as well. So I think all in all, it's a good decision. We'll find out if when she will be back in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area.
Oh my, how many people were we expecting today? Do we know?
Probably us and Jenny and Dawn, because we got no ticket sales, and we definitely advertised that ad that I went out hit at least 1,000 people.
So
Okay.
can we follow up with that ad saying due to
Oh,
power?
absolutely have to, yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
the main thing. So if somebody's checking to see if the event is on, that there will be accurate information here. That's all
Hmm.
it's the best we can.
Okay. May I close the service with a prayer?
Not
Well,
until I tell you that prayer works.
Okay.
Because as a community, we continue to treat and move our feet, knowing the truth for everyone around the planet. Prayer requests can be sent via email to info@cslgreaterbaltimore.org. Amen, Ashe, and so it is.
So it is. And knowing the truth that God is all there is, I give thanks, because ultimately, God is all there is, regardless of the appearance, regardless of the expression, regardless of whatever. It's all God. And I release this knowing it's perfect. And so it is. Many blessings to you all. And please join us into our fellowship now. And we give thanks for you and the gift that each and every one of you are. Come join us for fellowship on Zoom.
All
And the
right.
same link. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks for doing my job, brother. I appreciate it.